Call a meeting to order the Oxford Downtown Development Authority of the Village of Oxford, November 17th, 2025, 7:01. Please rise and pay respects to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Pete Scholz.
Here.
Rod Charles.
Here.
Marie Powers.
Here.
Ashley Ross. Here. Jacob Nicosia.
Here.
Holly Pifer. Here. Scott Taylor.
Excused.
Choi.
Excused.
Melisa Counelis. Here.
Any public comment on non-agenda items? Seeing none. Consent agenda.
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the removals of 8E and removing 9A and B, all to be discussed at the next meeting.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Any comments?
Just, yes, on the grant consultant, what's the, just that particular, I thought. I mean, I realize there's other things there too, but just curious why that's being removed.
The DDA director is not able to be here tonight, and she was the one that's been dealing with them mostly, so she was not able to attend. Plus that, and the other stuff is supposed to be discussed at the board committee meeting. We haven't met yet this.
The 9AB,
Yes.
so we're removing, I know I'm repeating this, 8E and all of 9.
9A and 9B. Yes.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same thing. Financials?
Motion to approve item 6, financials. A, financial statements and revenue expenditure reports, and B, bills in the amount of $18,471.80.
Second.
Been moved by Nicosia, supported by Ross. Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Melisa Counelis.
Here. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Still here.
Holly Pifer. Yes. Jacob Nicosia.
Yes.
Ashley Ross.
Yes.
Marie Powers.
Yes.
Rod Charles.
Here and yes.
Pete Scholz.
Yes. Thank you. DDA reports. A, the org committee, we did not meet this month. We will be meeting on November the 19th, Wednesday.
24.
24th, okay. So the EV committee did not report this month. The promo committee report.
Sure. So we went over small business Saturday. They're doing a little duck hunt in town. They've discussed it with the shop owners that want to participate. It's to get customers to venture into the stores. There was a lip dub that we discussed, and that actually has already occurred, where we did the filming and everything. That was a lot of fun. Actually, it brought all the business owners out in town. We discussed this soup and sweet stroll because that's what we're gearing up for here. And we have 10 soups and then quite a few sweets.
I was counting them today. I think there's like 15 to 20 sweets. So.
And I think we're selling 1,700 tickets. Is
Yeah,
that
we've
right?
already sold 900 of those.
Yep, so it should be a very good event. We discussed the Polar Express and how this year we may be doing it in the igloo, right?
So yes, so a lot of things have changed since that meeting. But we're going. The check-in will be at Legacy Center, and then they'll come down. Sullivan's has a tent that they're going to make look like a log cabin.
Could you use the microphone? It's hard to hear you.
Sullivan's will have they have a tent already that they're outfitting to look like a log cabin. So Santa will be in there. And then summer Sundays will either be a hot chocolate stop or they will be coming to Sullivan's, so that it'll be like a one stop. And then they'll ride the trolley around reading the story.
Very good.
Great.
There we go. Thank you, Ashley.
We also were talking about how we're trying to get the businesses to cross-promote and also to get them to know each other so that it's more natural approach on social media and stuff like that. And, yeah, we're just, gearing up for 2026 and trying to come up with other ways of getting us promoted, like other promotion opportunities that we'd like to present, you know, to the board if anything should, if we come up with anything. We're just brainstorming, so nothing is on the table as of yet.
Very good. Any questions? Brian?
Yeah, if I can encourage the committee to look for opportunities outside of our local community, you know, outside of Oxford. I know we did a study a couple years ago. Most of our customers from outside come from Brandon Township, for example. But I know we do a lot of stuff inside Oxford, but what are we doing to get people from Orion and Rochester, Brandon, those kind of things? I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, it seems like we can put some effort towards bringing fresh people instead of always preaching to the choir.
Sure.
Very good, thank you. Design committee?
Yes, we met on November 5th. A number of the items have already been discussed under other committees, like the Polar Express Soup and Sweet Stroll, etc. Our big activity for this month was undecorating and redecorating the truck in Washington Square. So it's all set up now for Christmas. And we want to encourage the public to get out there and see it and take some photos with their family. And other than that, we did talk about some current and potential grants with SEMCOG. And that's about it. Yeah.
Very good. Any other questions, comments? All right, thank you.
Well, I was
Well,
make another quick comment on that too. I've sent some things along to the board here. I'm on the SEMCOG committee. In fact, they just asked me last week to be on another committee with the organization. SEMCOG has about 5 million people in that jurisdiction, if you will. It's quite large. It covers the metropolitan area. Doesn't go up to Lapeer and those areas on the outlying areas, but there's some pretty cool things that anybody here, the DDA board, and our business community can use. SEMCOG has awesome data if you want data to support things or look for new ideas. They have a tremendous amount of data. They spend a lot of money on things. The demographics, they will show you income levels. They will show you there's ways to track how many people come into your town, where they're coming from, how long they stay here. Some really great data that all of our committees and our business owners can utilize, and it doesn't cost anything. How's that? And then going back to grant writing, I've sent all kinds of things along from grant or for grant opportunities. There's a tremendous amount of stuff they provide. And I think, like I'm the township rep, I don't know who the village representative is, but I usually give the same information to outside there. But anyway, I try to get the information out regardless of whether, are you guys appointing each other?
I know I'm
I think
the
we both thought,
alternate. I'm the alternate for SEMCOG, but I think it might be Ellison, Kemp.
Oh, okay. But you know what, if anyone wants some information or whatever else, I can get you some more. But there is a great quantity of quality information there, especially from a business person's perspective about clients and customers and that sort of data.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Nothing else on that? Then the Home and History Subcommittee?
I'm sorry. Okay, yes. We met. We have lots of good things happening. Sorry, we're figuring out our SEMCOG things over here, sorry. We have officially changed our ad hoc committee name to America 250 and Village 150 ad hoc. That's so that we're able to apply for grants for the America 250 initiative through the state of Michigan, which is a federal bypass through. We made a village proclamation that we are an America 250 community, and then we updated the lifespan both here and with the village that the committee will officially disband because it's ad hoc on December 31st of next year, or, prior, depending on when business is complete. We have been working with Jess and with Kimberly about the 2026 events schedule, trying to make sure that we're almost a clearinghouse to share, hey, here's what's happening, because there's a lot of different entities within our community that are doing America 250, Village 150 celebrations. So us, the Legion, DAR, the museum, so there's a lot happening. And the library is also doing a lot of stuff as well, so just to try to continue to share those opportunities in such a momentous year. We have officially received word that our historic marker, our state of Michigan historic marker that will go in Centennial Park for Brace Beamer was accepted. And so the state is working on some stuff over the next couple months. Hopefully it'll be able to be produced and installed sometime next year. We're kind of at the mercy of the state right now with that. And we'll be able to use the Lone Ranger funds from the village to complete that. The historical didactics and labels, we're having a good partnership with the design committee. Thank you, Holly, for all of your work on both of those projects that I'm listing. So making sure that we get the right material. We believe that we can apply for an America 250 grant for this as well to help cover the costs. So our December meeting, we're going to finalize some budgets and then be able to apply. It's due in January, so hopefully that will help cover the cost. But we need to know what materials, what it's going to cost, etc., and make sure that business owners and building owners know what to expect. We'll have more updates on our mural and tour coming up. Time capsule, so the DPW has agreed to pull out the time capsule in advance. We are going to have our celebration during concerts in the park. We're going to actually open it on July 9th. So that pre-event day for concerts in the park is going to all be America 250 Village 100 celebration oriented, working with lots of partners. And then at some point next year, we'll start collecting items for a new time capsule. So that's still in the works. We'll have a flag retirement ceremony next year. The Legion is offering to help as well, so working to connect with the fire department and just make that something to make sure that everyone knows about. We are looking to partner and hopefully expand the Memorial Day Parade for next year because it is such a monumental year. So Regina has been making some contacts with that. So obviously we want to stay to the heart of it with Memorial Day, but also because there's lots going on that we think that there's some additional things that we can add to make it a little bit more robust. With Jess and Kimberly, we've talked about the Taste of Oxford melting pot as maybe like a February, March event, and then we're looking at different funding sources. So the village has some funding. Before we come to this board and present anything, I think we were going to see if we could ask a few particular sponsors, here's our full package for the year, here's what you can get both as a committee as well as the DDA. And so we're looking for sponsorships for all of these things that would help support it. And then grants as well. So like the state of Michigan grants don't cover parades or ribbon, they don't cover that. They'll cover more tangible type things. So trying to make sure that this is also cost effective.
Pete?
Any questions, Rod?
First of all, Ashley, a lot of credit for what it should be directed toward Ashley for the work that she put into the committee and the grant writing. That's a big plus. If it wasn't for Ashley doing this, a lot of it wouldn't come to fruition. So, and by the way, speaking of that, Holly too, as you know, Holly got some information. We're going back to this historic marker. One of the things I thought was kind of strange is they asked for proof about Brace Beamer's existence. Maybe they should have called your mother. So Holly dug up some information, and then Jake O'Brien gave us something about the 1950 census, which was interesting. I mean, just It was kind of interesting, I think you got a copy of it too, didn't they give it to you, Holly? When I went through, you know, on the census, it asked for your occupation and your address. What Beamer put as his occupation, he put down Lone Ranger. It was pretty cool, I thought, you know, kind of weird, but anyhow, I'll go back to Ashley, great job on that, and the grant writing too. I think you've really done a wonderful job. I think we should all appreciate the work you put in.
Thank you. Any questions? Good job. And the executive director's report?
So a lot of these we kind of touched on, but I did want to bring up that Kimberly and I both went to the Michigan Downtown Association Annual Conference last week. There was actually a whole session on SEMCOG and the data that they can present to us, which was really informative. There's a lot of information we can get around events that we're going to start doing. Yeah, so just to echo what Rod was saying about data and how we can get that information.
Okay, anything on the executive report then?
Just that, yeah.
Okay.
I'll add one thing, Chris.
Go ahead.
All right. So the DIA Inside Out, I don't know what sites were selected, but I do know we had conversations to also tie that into, we don't necessarily want just a big name for a big name, but stuff that relates to our community, or if there were any donors from our community to the DIA, so really trying to continue to tie that to Oxford while we have that opportunity as well.
Yes, we have some sites selected that now we have to talk to all the building owners to make sure they're okay with if they're gonna be freestanding or if we're attaching them to the building.
Okay, very good. And the event report?
Yeah, so Witches Night, it was a great evening for everyone. We had returning sponsor Hot Works, so expenses were really minimal for this event. And I didn't do a formal survey because after the event, a lot of businesses just came back to us and told us how well they did that night. And it's just an easy, fun event that just keeps getting bigger every year.
Very good. Okay, moving on to unfinished old business, sidewalk repairs.
Sidewalk repairs are done. Really did a walkthrough last week. They look great, everything. The only thing that they're waiting on, they'll seal everything in the spring. They
Correct.
can't do it right now with weather. That's the only thing not finished.
We had a couple things come up during the project. I know at Mill Street and Burdick Street, the catch basins, rather than just putting a new top on, had to be completely dug out and completely replaced. So that was a substantial amount of money that's going to be added on to it. And then right next to Scott's Toys, when they removed one of the flags of sidewalk that needed to be removed right up next to the building, there was about an 8-inch cavity underneath the sidewalk, which extended into another flag of sidewalk. So we had to go over and inspect that to find out exactly if that needed to be torn out or if they could just backfill underneath and compact it, and made the decision on that. So that saved us at least 2 flags of concrete. We still had to add the one extra, so it'll be a little bit more for that. But the rest of it turned out pretty good. They made good time on that project and cleaned things up really well, and we wait till the spring to put the seal coat on top of it, so it looks really good. Didn't see too many problems with traffic or anything going through, or complaints or issues or anything, so,
Really smooth.
I mean, it went pretty smooth on that, so that was a surprise in itself. So, especially with that intersection and all the trucks and everything, but it actually went pretty good, so. Yeah, we should see the invoice coming through from that sometime probably this week on that, so, very good. The gazebo plan,
Gazebo's also finished. Did a walkthrough, everything's looking good. We just got the invoice for that. They repaired some electrical, so now you can just straight plug right up to the left, I believe. Yeah. But it looks great, so if you haven't gone over there, you should go take a look.
yeah, we did the walkthrough on that last Thursday, I believe it was, Wednesday we did. They ended up spending a whole lot of extra time caulking around everything and sealing up all the cracks because there was so much into it. They went through probably close to 50 tubes of caulk to seal up everything, but it definitely looks a lot nicer, and hopefully it lasts for another, 10, 20 years to get us by for that. They replaced the light up above and inside, the entire cupola was replaced with all new PVC and everything too, so that won't, be chipping and cracking and everything on that. somehow through all the committees, through some kind of education with the community and everybody else, somehow we need to stress to everybody about writing with the chalk and writing with black magic permanent markers and everything on the brick. They power washed those brick columns multiple times, they acid washed them multiple times, and they would get one layer of chalk out and then it would be permanent marker underneath it, they'd have to go back and redo all that. So I mean, it was, you know, if you wanna call it vandalism or damage, there was a considerable amount that somehow we gotta try to monitor that going forward to try to keep that cleaned up.
Where's the location? I didn't catch
The
that.
gazebo,
Oh,
the brick columns and everything, so, but anyhow, they've got it stripped down, it's all nice and clean now, it looks really fresh and clean, and it turned out really nice, they did a good job on it, so. The trolley status update,
So Kimberly met with Noda, and she's gonna be working with Ashley and Lynn.
I think we have a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
But, yeah, I think we have a meeting tomorrow just to have a conversation, so we'll know more. I'm not sure if we'll have to reschedule that though, just based on today's event, so.
Yeah. she should be in that talk, so.
Yeah, I think she should be in tomorrow, but.
Okay.
so what's the, are we doing anything with the trolley and the Polar Express again?
Yes, the Polar Express is going to be with the current trolley. But this meeting will be discussing NODA purchasing a trolley that we would have a contract with. So they would own it, and then we would have a service contract through them.
This particular trolley or some other?
No, it would be a new trolley
Okay, that sounds
that
good right there.
NODA would purchase.
Sure, okay.
So I will let you all know.
Good luck.
when we know more. Thank you. To her credit, Lynn is amazing at grants and finding funding for these types of things, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, she was good.
Very good, okay.
The current trolley will be running for Polar Express, and it will be in the Christmas parade on the 6th.
Very good, thank you. And that brings us down to the skyline lights.
We talked a little bit about this last month, but nothing was approved because we didn't have a lot of board members. So Kimberly has some notes about it. We're able to have the work done by each quadrant, but we need to pay when the work is complete. So there isn't any kind of extended payment plan that we can do. Kimberly and I are meeting with the Oakland County Historic Preservation on Thursday to talk about attachment and how it'd be best to keep them so that they're not falling down and then there's the invoice in the packet.
Can we come back to that?
Rob? Yeah, go ahead.
So originally, we were gonna be able to pay over a couple of years, is that correct? Or you're saying now we're not, or don't have that ability?
Yes, I think Kimberly's talked to Excel and we have to pay when the work is complete.
So you're proposing a workaround would be per quadrant now to do effectively the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. What's the schedule now from the lights come on?
I actually,
When they have it on.
No, they haven't, because I
Yeah.
get people
Yes.
complaining to me about the lights not being on, and I don't know the answer. It's like, because I know in the past when the lights went on, our previous director would jump on and get it taken care of, so there's no rhyme or reason why they're not on?
I don't know the answer to that, why they're not on.
If we approve this, what is the anticipated time frame, or is this something that's gonna happen in the next week or two, or is this something that's gonna happen in February, March, April, or?
I would think more spring.
It's gonna be at least spring, so we're at a point where we can't, first they have to meet with Oakland County, I think this is a more permanent solution, the lights that are on
Correct.
are not permanent, so,
Right.
or not intended to be permanent, and so while the sticker tag is big at, the 82,000, they are giving us a substantial discount. For any options, especially that would like to glue instead of do any screwing, very much like any construction work, we're gonna have to do that when the weather is agreeable. I mean, and so at this winter, we're looking at the exact same lights until it's warm enough that we're not worried about, any weather interference. We still, I think, can spread it out via fiscal year, which is one of the biggest things that I was concerned about, because this is a big sticker price, right?
And it's a discount, which is telling
And
us.
it's a discount. I mean, these have a really great warranty. We went through everything. I feel very comfortable with them. The maintenance cabinets would be any places that decided to glue in instead of screw. They would look similar in terms of how they're installed right now in all of the different places. But we could, you know, essentially approve half this year, which would get us 2 quadrants and, you know, $41,000, and then say, you know, when we come to budget time, put the other $40,000 in and let him know. He understood our budget year, especially because we didn't budget for this. So we're not, you know, going into the coffers to pull the money out and that
Sure.
we're prepared, but, I wouldn't necessarily want to fully wait until our next budget year if we're planning on moving forward. It's the same amount of money no matter what, but maybe makes it a little more digestible.
Rod?
So I concur with what Mrs. Ross said. I think we get it done. I think it's, you know, we split it over a couple of years, as you said, different budget years. I think that's the way to handle it. I think they've done a great job. Excel Brothers has been wonderful to work with. You know, they've gone out of their way, and I think they've got a lot of freebies from them in the process. I'm more than a little disappointed that they haven't been working, and I'm disappointed that, you know, Jess and you guys don't know that they're not working. I don't know why that isn't being taken care of, but they should be taken care of. That's one thing that I constantly hear people compliment Oxford about at night, is driving through, and the comments about, it looks like a postcard kind of thing. You hear that all the time. And to say that we don't know when they're not working or not, that's a little bit rough. So, anyhow, that's it.
I know all the posts are wrapped in lead.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
I
lights
just
on
don't
top,
know,
yeah,
I
that's,
don't know if I
that's,
saw it on my way in
that's unrelated.
or
though.
not.
They've
That's
been
not
out
the
for
same.
a couple weeks now.
I saw one last week.
You
I
did?
thought, yeah, when I was driving through.
Yeah, it's kind of intermittent is what I understand.
Yeah,
It's
same
like
thing.
some days, and so
Maybe it's whenever I'm driving through, it's dark. Maybe.
it's Ashley.
Is that at dusk or they're out all night? Because I've noticed it at dusk,
That they were on?
that they were off when
Okay.
No, they were off. Yeah,
Right.
middle of the night.
But I assumed they were coming on, they just
That's
had a
what I
timer
had
issue.
assumed, but even past like any time change, I hadn't noticed it, so maybe, I don't know. I think they just need to be looked at.
Jessica, could you guys check tomorrow and see if they're on a photo eye or if it's actually on timers, which I think it is on timers, so if that's, we can get them all adjusted to the right time, and obviously I would say at dusk and off by, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning or
It's
something like that.
depressing, isn't it?
Yes.
I know they had issues with some of the ones
They're really, so,
Just like a sea-
where the connections are actually on in some of the buildings. I know they've been having problems with some of those connections, so I think that's something too, but at least we can get it found out going
yeah,
forward then.
Beyond that,
I like to
if
extend
there's
them
any
all.
shares that would be
Yeah.
Yeah.
responsible.
Good.
I have a question on the estimate. Is this red, green, blue, white? Is that what the
R-
RGBW?
RGB.
It's any color you want.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Are these gonna be white lights, or are we gonna have
They
the
are.
ability to
They
change them?
can change
So
to
they're
any
the
color by
LEDs that
app,
you
and
can- okay.
whoever our executive director is and whoever else has been granted power can go in and
Okay,
change them. So they're actually on the Excel Brothers building right now at the top, so if you
Oh,
ever
okay.
notice, you could sit in the office and change them, you have access to them, you'd be able to do the time, like everything.
Can we put on the music?
I was just questioning the acronym. I assumed that's what it meant, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, they're LED, so they'll
Yeah.
have 3, but you can make them whatever color you want. I would suggest, just to Rod's point, to get monitoring as well too, so that we know when they're on or off, and then they don't have to go out there to check them.
When you say monitor, are you,
Like an alarm, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, through the app, like,
yeah,
you could
You're not
hop on
working.
the app and see.
Or at
the
least somebody has a
stats.
business that's open late at night can report in, and then something gets done as opposed to not knowing it.
I will make a motion to approve the DDA to move forward with 2 quadrants this fiscal year. And we're gonna make it a little bit higher because each quadrant might be a little bit different, but for this fiscal year, not to exceed $45,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved by Ross and supported by Charles. Comment-wise, the only thing I would put as a caveat, whatever, leaving it up to Excel's discretion as to which side of the bill or quadrants they're doing, because I know there are, in certain quadrants, they've been having more problems than the other problems. So I mean, if there's, if they could do it in those quadrants to take care of the least, you know, the most problems, so.
I will adopt that into the motion.
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess the lift rental, to get them up there, is that gonna increase the price on that, spreading it out over
Probably.
That was $1,000 on the quote.
how much?
Not that
I don't know if that'll divide it in half, or if it's still gonna cost them.
2,000.
Probably be 2,200 instead, but.
Is what it is. All right. It's been moved, supported. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Melissa Counelis,
Yes.
Jacob Nicosia,
Yes.
Ashley Ross,
Yes.
Marie Powers.
Yes.
Rod Charles.
Yes.
Pete Scholz,
Yes.
and Holly Piper, yes.
Very good.
So do we want to wait until budget time to budget, and then we don't have to necessarily make a motion for the other part?
Mhm.
Okay.
Along with that budget, or just a real quick thing, or on the financial part of it, until we get our final bills in here in the next week from, we already got the bill for the, for the gazebo one, and we should be getting the one from Birmingham very soon. And we'll know exactly where we stand as far as how much comes out of that too, because some of that's gonna have to come out of, our most, a good share of that comes out of our budget, so then it's, more than what the grant was, so. Okay. All right. 8E was removed. 9A and B have been removed. No items from the consent agenda. Board member comments? Ashley?
What a terrible call at the end of that game last time. Other than that, no
I totally agree
comments.
with you. Totally agree with you.
That's on public record.
Yes.
No, just excited for the Polar Express and the other things you've got going on, and yeah, good work and a good month.
Very good.
Yes.
Great. Priya?
Oh, I didn't hear what Melissa said. No, I agree with Jacob, obviously, too. That was a horrible thing. The game was terrible, and that just was
Icing on the cake.
icing on the cake, thank you. That was terrible. But the exciting things, I may say, would be the lighting thing moving forward, and then what you shared about the meeting with NODA. I think those are two things that, in my view, of what a DDA should do, it's things that have some permanency to them as opposed to something that's just temporary.
Yeah, no, and Witches Night was excellent. It was a great, great night in town. I think all the business owners were super happy.
Mhm.
And Soup and Sweet Stroll is gonna
Ah,
be
yeah.
probably better. It'll be a fun night, so it'll be great.
Very good.
Mm.
It was nice to see the two big projects from the ARPA grant come through and get finished up finally, get wrapped up, and there'll be a little bit more coming in the spring when they do the final seal on it and see where our balance lies and everything on that. But actually, it was nice to see it come together with two local contractors, so that, be able to keep inside the community, and they were involved in it too, so it showed a little pride on their part as putting their sign out there while they were doing everything too, so I think that was rather nice. Jess, thanks for filling in tonight, good job. So, any extended public comment?
Nope.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That works for me. All right, and take a motion to adjourn
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
at 7:35. Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned.
And I borrow Joe